We all think we know the Great Sphinx, right? I mean, it's one of the most famous monuments on the planet. But what if its true purpose has been completely misunderstood for thousands of years? Today, we're going to peel back the layers of sand and time to dig into a really fascinating theory, that the Sphinx isn't just a statue, it's a complex cosmic code. And that right there is the big idea. Forget the story you learned in school about it just being a pharaoh's guardian. This theory suggests the Sphinx was built for something, well, something far grander. A message aimed not at us, but at the cosmos itself. Okay, so let's get right into it with the first piece of this incredible puzzle: the precise, almost unbelievably deliberate direction of the Sphinx's gaze. Now, you might hear that and think, okay, lots of ancient stuff has solar alignments. What's the big deal? But with the Sphinx, it's the sheer level of precision that just kicks off this whole mystery. We are not talking about a general direction here. This wasn't some symbolic gesture or, a close enough kind of thing. The people who built this achieved a perfect orientation. They were obsessed with getting it right. To hit exactly due east thousands of years ago is just staggering. And it forces us to ask a really important question. I mean, think about it. If you engineer something with that much accuracy, you've got a very specific target in mind. It wasn't just looking at the sunrise in general. It was waiting for something. But what? And this is where it gets really mind-bending. So the Earth has this slow wobble on its axis, right? It's called the precession of the equinoxes. And because of it, the constellations you see on the horizon slowly change over thousands of years. But if you could rewind that cosmic clock all the way back to around 10,500 BCE, well, on the morning of the spring equinox, something amazing happens. The constellation of Leo, the lion, rises directly on the horizon, perfectly in the Sphinx's line of sight. This is what people call the celestial mirror concept. You have a lion carved from the earth, staring for millennia at its own twin in the heavens. Now, proponents of this theory say there's just no way that's a coincidence. This was intentional. This was deliberate design. The Sphinx wasn't just sitting there on the Giza Plateau. It was a marker in a giant cosmic landscape. But the gaze is really only the beginning. The next clue suggests that this map wasn't just in the sky. It was also right under their feet, buried in the sand. Thanks to modern tech like ground-penetrating radar, we can basically see through the ground without digging. And what these scans found around the Sphinx was, well, it's astonishing. A huge, complex network of voids, chambers, tunnels, you name it. So the immediate question is, all right, is this just a random jumble of tombs or storage rooms or maybe old quarries? Or was there a pattern to this underground world? Well, according to this theory, the answer is a huge yes, there is a pattern. When you map out the Giza monuments, the whole layout mirrors key parts of the night sky. The three Great Pyramids line up perfectly with the three stars of Orion's belt, and the Sphinx, it sits exactly where the constellation of Leo would be in this sky map on the ground. They literally copied the heavens onto the Earth. So get this, the entire Giza complex, from the pyramids to the Sphinx to the ground beneath it, could actually be a massive three-dimensional model of the cosmos. A message not just written down, but built to scale. Okay, this brings us to our third clue, and this one might be the most controversial of all, because it completely challenges the official timeline of ancient Egypt and hints at a much darker, much older story. The conventional story is that the Sphinx got worn down by desert wind and sand over thousands of years. Makes sense, right? But some geologists look at it and say, no way. The deep, vertical fissures you see on the body of the Sphinx and its enclosure walls, that's textbook erosion caused by massive amounts of rainfall over a long, long time. And here is the absolute bombshell. The Giza Plateau hasn't seen that kind of rain for over 7,000 years. This geologic evidence suggests the Sphinx has to be thousands of years older than the pyramids themselves, pushing its origin right back into that same period around 10,500 BCE. So what was happening on Earth back then? It was the end of the last ice age. A time of unbelievable chaos. We're talking cataclysmic floods from melting glaciers, possible meteor impacts, and just violent, sudden shifts in the entire global climate. This just reframes the entire purpose of the Sphinx, doesn't it? What if it wasn't built by a stable, powerful kingdom? What if it was built by the survivors of a global catastrophe, a civilization that had watched the sky, understood its cycles, and wanted to leave a permanent warning for the future? So when you put these three clues together, the celestial gaze, the star map on the ground, and the geological evidence of a forgotten, catastrophic age, a totally new and provocative picture of the Sphinx just snaps into focus. Its purpose might not have been to guard some pharaoh's tomb at all. According to this theory, its real purpose was to preserve a profound understanding of the cosmos, a kind of celestial science, encoded in stone and earth, passed down from the civilization that knew the heavens way better than we might imagine. The orientation, the layout, the age, they're all parts of this incredibly complex message. It feels like we've found the lock, but we're still fumbling around, searching for the key. The message is there, just waiting for us to finally understand the language it was written in. And really, that's the ultimate question this theory leaves us with. Is the Sphinx a time capsule? Does it contain knowledge of cosmic cycles, of catastrophes in our past, and maybe even warnings of future ones? A silent lion, holding the secrets of a lost chapter of human history, just waiting for us to look up and finally read the stars.